Unfortunately, the reason that your e-commerce brand isn't scaling in 2024 is not because of your Facebook ads, it's not because of the product that you've chosen, it's because of one simple thing, and it's one thing that 99% of brand owners overlook. My name is Jordan Bazouzi. I'm the CEO and founder at New Reach Media. We're an e-commerce growth partner specializing in paid ads, email and SMS marketing, conversion optimization, and user-generated content for 7- and 8-figure e-commerce brands. So before I go ahead and let you know the reason your brand isn't scaling, I want you to understand who I am. In the last 4 years, we've worked with well over 100 e-commerce brands, and in 2023 alone, we helped our clients accumulatively generate over $40 million in sales. And that one glaring thing that's holding your brand back from scaling is what I call FOP, first order profitability, or just first order profit. What this means is the ability for your business or your brand to be profitable on the first acquisition, first order of acquiring a new customer. The only instance a brand may not be first order profitable, or may not want to be first order profitable, I should say, is if they're a supplement company, right? They have a high LTV, they're a subscription-based business where there's gonna be a lot of recurring revenue, and you're not necessarily looking at just that first order. But with the majority of e-commerce brands, you need to be making sure that you're first order profitable, because it is way cheaper for you to keep a customer that you've already acquired, because without being first order profitable, it's going to be impossible to scale. And here's what I mean. Let's take brand A as an example, a cosmetic brand with a $30 average order value. They're selling products for $30, but they have a 50% profit margin when everything is said and done. So when they actually acquire a new customer and sell their $30 average order value products, they're actually profiting $15 on every single order, which is great. But the issue that most brands run into here is when they start to look into add paid acquisition into the mix. This is what I like to call the Facebook tax. If you're going to be advertising on Facebook, Instagram, or any of these paid advertising platforms, you're going to be paying a tax, which is what we like to call the cost per acquisition. And what this means is the amount of money that you're spending to acquire a new customer. And you need to be able to subtract that from your overall profit margin. So in the example of brand A, if they're acquiring customers and only profiting $15 per order, that means their cost per acquisition has to be sub $15 to be profitable. Now, they might be able to do this with an extremely small budget, but when they look to scale, they're going to run into an issue where they are not becoming first order profitable. That cost per acquisition is increasing to, let's say, $20. And now, because of their low average order value and their cost of goods and their shipping and the cost per acquisition, if they acquire a customer at $20, they're losing $5 on every single order. And this is something that most brands overlook. So let's go ahead and take brand B as an example, a high ticket home goods brand with a $200 average order value. And for the sake of the example, let's keep everything the same. They have a 50% profit margin, but because of their much higher average order value, they're profiting $100 per product. When they go to add paid acquisition into the mix, even if they spend $30 to acquire a customer, $40 on the high end, they're still profiting anywhere between $10 to $20 per order. And this is the key to scaling. The last thing that you want to do is invest into paid advertising, see your revenue go up, but at the end of the month, realize that you guys overspent on customer acquisition, thus not making you first order profitable. Instead of looking at ROAS, instead of looking at X, Y, and Z, the only thing you need to be looking at is keeping an eye on that cost per acquisition to understand how profitable you're being on every single order. I'm going to drop the link in the description to a calculator that you can use to actually plug and play and find out your break-even cost per acquisition, because if you're unable to find this out, you're going to be unable to scale. And if you're currently not first order profitable, that's totally okay. Here's 3 quick ways you can improve that. Obviously, do all that you can to lower your cost per acquisition, but sometimes this is really going to be an uphill battle, like I mentioned, with a lower average order value product. So what you're going to want to look to do is find ways to increase your average order value through things like cross-selling, upselling, bundling, adding new products, etc. And the last tip I'll give here is sort of on the back end, is finding ways to reduce costs. If you can take your profit margins from a 50% to a 60%, that extra profit margin is going to allow you to spend that much more on acquiring a customer, which might tip the scales and make you first order profitable. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, comment below what you would like to see in future videos, and definitely subscribe. It really does help with the algorithm, making sure that these videos get pushed to the right people. As always, if you're interested in working with our agency or you would like one-on-one coaching, all the links are in the description. The key to take away from this video is that without first order profitability, you're not going to be able to scale. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.